A bipartisan group of lawmakers heard concerns about long-term care today in Duluth. The discussion at Ecumen Lakeshore kicked off a statewide series of talks on the issue. Organizers point out that there are now more seniors in Minnesota than there are students in schools. They say making sure our parents and grandparents have care should not be a partisan issue.
The family issue. Minnesotans don't support cuts. They support supporting our caregivers and the providers to make sure our families have choices and they're close to home so they don't have to travel to see grandma and grandpa.
You saw many local lawmakers in that roundtable, including Senator Grant Hochschild and Representative Natalie Zalesnikar. Now, the discussion covered what people need to do to be prepared, as well as what regulations need to be changed, and what funding is needed from the state.